to say it'll be under 100 tonight. They want to balance out that 127 with fewer tonight. And that makes sense for a young pitcher.
87 degrees at game time. Justin Smoke will surround one, and that's it for Scott Podsednik. One down. It's a nice first effort here for Matt Harrison. When he's keeping that ball down, he's usually succeeding. He's allowed 6 home runs his last 3 games, and that's kind of a red flag.
Well, Scott Podsednik is hitting .333. He's stolen 9 out of 11 bases. He's kind of Kansas City's version of Ichiro. You want to keep the speed and the leadoff hitter off the bases, so that's why it's so nice to get him out right off the bat on 2 pitches.
Ball 1 to Willie Bloomquist. This is the only trip in for the Royals this year in the regular season. They were here right at the start of April for an exhibition game. And of course, these teams know each other so intimately, so well. They share that spring training complex down in Surprise, Arizona.
Those last 2 pitches look like good pitches right there. Might have been slightly low, but they sure didn't look like it.
Jeff Kellogg is their home plate umpire, says that one's a strike.
Willie Bloomquist has 4 hits this year, and 3 of them came in 1 game. He's 4 for 39. Well, one of them was definitely a strike.
That one's outside on a breezy evening here at the ballpark. Nowhere near as gusty as the last home game, where there were those 40-mile-an-hour winds, but the 3-1 is a strike on the inside. And it's funny, the Royals have actually played okay away from home. They've only got 4 home wins. That's the fewest in baseball. Past Harrison, and Kinsler's going to go get it. He scoops and he throws and he got him.
Good pitch right there by Matt. Got it in on Bloomquist's fist and jammed him.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 16, Billy Butler.
Only 1 series win for Kansas City this year, Tom. It was on the road, and it was against Tampa Bay, best team in Major League Baseball right now.
Well, the Rangers, the Rangers are going to face Kyle Davies tonight and Zach Greinke tomorrow. Davies' ERA is .352. Greinke's is a lot lower than that. So if you don't get well-pitched games in the first 2 games of this series, and they pitch the way they're capable of, you can have a hard time beating Kansas City. Well, the rest of their staff hasn't been quite as good. Their bullpen has struggled a little bit. But when those 2 guys are on the mound, you've got to be at your best to beat Kansas City. It's the same with any team. If you've got a top-of-the-rotation guy, he can jump up and beat you any given day.
And the Royals are 11-17. They do not have a win from Greinke yet, although his ERA is about 2. Butler eyeballs the strike.
That's the one you want to see called right there, because you want to keep the ball down, get ground balls. That's the one you have to have from the umpire. That was a good call right there by Jeff Kellogg.
Now, Billy Butler is a threat up there. Had a 50 double 20 home run season last year. The only players to get that combo at a younger age. Only 4 of them. Hank Greenberg, A-Rod, Grady Sizemore, and Miguel Cabrera. That's a very short list. He's going to blast a single right here up the middle.
Now, he's a good hitter. He's a fairly free swinger. He's not up there getting a lot of walks, but he makes good contact too. He's got a Steve Balboni look to him.
He does, doesn't he? Balboni, one of the few true power hitters this franchise has ever had. They've never had a 40 home run hitter ever. Balboni was closest. He had 36 back in 1985. That's pretty amazing. Every other major league team has had a few, if not many, 40 home run hitters. The Royals have never even had a guy hit 37.
Yeah, the one guy, depending on the years he was playing, that would have done it, I think, was John Mayberry. Back when Mayberry was batting fourth for the Royals, it just wasn't a period in time where the home run hitters were leading the league with 47, 48 home runs. It was probably mid-30s there for a couple of those years when the home run hitters were leading the league. The number they were leading with.
Guillen takes down an in, and he's a guy that certainly could hit 35 to 40 one of these seasons. He's already got 8 in 2010. He's had a real tough time staying healthy. On the ground is short for Elvis Andrus. Along to Kinsler to end the inning. Matt Harrison dispatches of the Kansas City Royals. Rangers coming up when we come back. Games with the Royals and then 3 more with the Oakland A's before briefly hitting the road again. The Ranger fans watching as Elvis Andrus settles in to lead things off against Kyle Davies. Andrus followed by Young and Hamilton, then Guerrero, Kinsler, and Murphy. Smoke, Trainer, and Bourbon. That's your Southwest Airlines starting lineup. And Josh Hamilton starting to get it right. He's now hitting .282 overall. And the 26-year-old righty Kyle Davies. We'll scout him out right here.
He's had 5 starts this year, and it's gone well for him. Winning record, nice ERA, only 23 hits in 30.2 innings. That's really good. That leads to an opponent's batting average of .213. That's 11th in the league. Last 2 starts have been great. Opponents have only hit 100 against him. 150 ERA. Career against Rangers, he's struggled, especially in this ballpark. His ERA is well over 6 in this ballpark. And I think the times when he gets in trouble, it's usually his control. He tends to walk some guys. It was definitely the case last year, not so much this year. He's got good stuff, and he can get good hitters out.
He navigated 5 walks in his last start. He was around for a no decision against Tampa Bay. Elvis is going to pop to right. The Royals defensively have Kutsednik, Meyer, and Bloomquist. Iospo, Betancourt, Aviles, and Butler. And Jason Kendall is an interesting addition to this team. Kansas City's had a long-standing tradition of quality at the catcher's position. It started probably with Ellie Rodriguez, and can trace the lineage right on through. Fran Healy, Darrell Porter, of course, Jim Sundberg, John Wathen, Bob Boone. And one of the big things for the Royals last year is they were giving up a ton of wild pitches. Kendall doesn't hit a lot, but he will make sure the ball's not getting by. 89 wild pitches allowed by the Royals last year, 22 more than any other team in baseball. So they bring in Jason Kendall, pay him a lot of money to try to put an end to that. He picks one out of the dirt as if on cue.
Last year, Davies was 8-9. His ERA was over 5. He was actually sent to the minor leagues for a while during the season. 2 things hurt him last year. Walks, number 1. He also gave up 18 home runs in 123 innings. That hurt him as well.
Michael Young draws a walk. Comes in tonight tied with Rafael Palmeiro for 2nd on the all-time Ranger hit list. Maybe that'll happen tonight. We'll see a little passing of the torch. Now we're going to see Josh Hamilton.
Davies has pitched at least 6 innings in all of his starts this year. That didn't happen until his 12th start last year.
Hamilton to left field. That ball peels away towards the line. Podsednik can't get it. As it rattles around, here comes Michael Young. The Rangers leading 1-0.
It looked like Podsednik might catch that ball. He's got excellent speed, but the ball sliced a little bit off Josh's bat. It just kept moving away and away and away. And on a ball that looked like he might get to it, he just couldn't get to it. That pitch is well outside, but with Josh's style of hitting now, he's able to hit that pitch, even though it wasn't a strike, very well to left field. Scott came pretty close to catching it, couldn't quite get there. Rangers get a run early, and the walk led to it.
6-game hitting streak for Hamilton now. 15 runs batted in for the year, and it brings up Vlad Guerrero. Vladdy had the RBI single yesterday that prevented the Rangers from getting shut out. Rangers still haven't been shut out this year. Only the Yankees, the Angels, and the Marlins can say that, along with Texas. As we talked about coming on the air, Vlad with that .449 batting average here at home. That's best in the American League. And that is not a one-time thing. He just loves hitting in this facility. It's been like that ever since he joined those Los Angeles Angels. Hoisting that one to right. Bloomquist going back to the track. And we'll put it away. Hamilton tags. He's on his way to third.
That ball carried pretty well. Vlad didn't hit it all that well. Went almost to the warning track out right field.
And the first home at bat for Ian Kinsler of 2010 about to happen.
He wants to get a 2-out hit right here to bring in that second run. Ian feels like he's getting a little bit better every day. Certainly not doing anything to lay back. He's testing it every day. Those couple plays in Oakland where he sprinted to catch a pop-up behind him in right field, one in foul territory.
Boy, and how about that double play that he turned yesterday with Elvis Andrus? Highlight reel material.
Usually a one-handed flip would be a shovel flip. That was almost a backhand flip. In fact, it was a backhand flip. Perfect, too.
Kinsler socks it in the left, and the Rangers lead 2-0.
That's the 2-out hit right there. Threw a fastball or changeup, maybe, whatever it was right down the middle of the plate. And Ian creamed it into left field.
Turning on a ball, rifling it into left in this ballpark. We have seen number 5 do that quite a bit.
I think that was a changeup. Definitely didn't fool Ian.
Well, again, Davies had allowed only 4 hits total his last 2 starts. The Rangers already have 2 in the first inning tonight. David Murphy looks at those numbers and doesn't like them. And he knows that with Nelly Cruz still out of the lineup for another 6 days, he's going to get a chance to play. Good time for him to put a little streak together here.
Well, the one thing David has, he's got a little bit of experience dealing with that after he got off to a slow start last year. He was able to put that behind him, get into a good streak, and get right back where he wanted to be. He's hit some balls hard that have been caught. Hit that one down the first baseline yesterday that Barton made a real nice play on.
I think one of the other frustrating things for David Murphy, it doesn't seem like he should have an inordinate number of strikeouts against the number of walks, because he goes to so many deep counts, but he's been striking out on a lot of 3-2 pitches. He's not usually dispatched of real quickly. So he'll kind of take it right to the brink, and then it doesn't fall his way. Pops that one to left, and Podsednik will not have room. Yeah, the Rangers lost 4-1 yesterday. Colby Lewis giving the team 6 innings. Wasn't his best work, but it certainly wasn't bad. That's 11 straight games for the Rangers now, where the starter has gone at least 6. And the Rangers haven't had a stretch like that, Mr. Grieve, in 9 years.
Wow.
Chopped off the plate and moonwalking back to it as Davies is going to sing it across to first and end the inning. But the Rangers grab a 2-0 lead at the end of 1 as they welcome themselves. Rangers by 2 as we go to the second inning, and we say hello again to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Time for Community Corner. Community Corner tonight, we have Doug Jennings with the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation. Great happenings before the game, handed out 36 scholarships. Tell us a little bit more about your organization.
Well, we had 36 wonderful kids that got out of 15 school districts in the Tarrant County ISDs and in Dallas ISD and Grand Prairie ISD. So they wrote scholarship applications, and 36 were awarded for $2,500. They got to go to high school, graduate from high school, and then we send the scholarship money to the university. So it's been a great offering. These kids are wonderful, and it's a little bit unique in that we award the scholarships in 8th grade instead of seniors in high school.
All right, Doug, real quick, for those who want to help out, what do they need to do? Who can they contact?
Anybody that wants to help out, if you want to go to bobbybragan.org and look at our website. We're always taking money and donations for these scholarships that we give out. We've given out about 510 and about $1.3 million since inception.
Excellent. Since 1992, handed out 510 scholarships. Josh, thank you, Doug. Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Doug. And Tag, you knew the great Bobby Bragan better than I did. That's nice in his legacy there.
Bobby's the best. Bobby was the best. And the banquet that he puts on every winter, that's a fundraiser for the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation, is one of the best banquets you'll ever attend. Bobby's not going to be there anymore, but it's nice to know that the foundation is in good hands and that it will keep on going. Bobby would be very happy to know that. I remember when Bobby was working in public relations for the ball club. I started my front office career in group ticket sales, and Bobby used to give about 3 speeches a week to luncheons, and he would take me with him. He'd make me go with him almost every time, and every time he would introduce me and make me get up and talk for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I hated to do that. And he was so nice that he would give me a couple of his best jokes to tell, and I'd try not to butcher his jokes, but they'd usually get a pretty good response. And it was amazing. At the end of that 1 year, it was 1980, I got a little bit more comfortable getting up in front of groups, and the main reason was because of Bobby and
look at
taking me along. Well, you know, it's something that you're a little bit more comfortable with as you get older, but, you know, I've often wondered if I didn't have Bobby as kind of a mentor that 1 year, you know, what would have happened? Maybe I don't even get a chance to go into broadcasting. But in his prime, and even late in his life, there has never been, at least that I've heard, a better entertaining speaker than Bobby Bragan. He was absolutely the best. If you didn't like what he was talking about, he'd pull out the piano and sing you a couple of tunes. Right. He'd recite you a poem. It didn't matter what. He was absolutely amazing. And later on, when he was, 88 to 90 years old at his banquet in the offseason, he would get up and talk about the players that were there without any notes, quoting statistics, things about their career for 2 or 3 minutes on each guy. And you'd say to yourself, I couldn't do it that well if I had it written down in front of me. And he's up there at 90 years old without notes doing it. The guy was just remarkable. One of a kind guy, boy. And most everybody around here knew him, and that's a good thing.
Kendall, after a bunch of foul balls, bats it over to Michael Young. Justin Smoke takes the chest-high throw. And down in order go the Kansas City Royals. Two 2-0 Rangers, and folks, you can get half-price tickets online for Wednesday home games with the Ozarka website's Wednesday promotion. Tickets are available in a variety of seating areas. Some restrictions do apply. Go online, TexasRangers.com/eSavers for more information. Josh Hamilton has an RBI. So does Ian Kinsler. The Rangers out to a 2-0 lead tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing, besides watching us. Appreciate your time, appreciate your business, and hope you can come out and see the Rangers tomorrow. What a pitching matchup it's going to be. C.J. Wilson and Zach Greinke head-to-head.
Yeah, if you can only come out to one game during the homestand, I would think I would pick that one.
And fireworks after the game, too.
Yep.
C.J.'s got the third best ERA in the league. Zach Greinke's the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Justin Smoke lays off the change.
The Mangum Elementary Beta Club and Academic Honor Society from Mangum, Louisiana is here tonight. They're wearing brown and yellow shirts with Beta Rocks. Thanks for being here tonight, kids.
Ooh, a strike 3 taken by Justin Smoke. And the first strikeout for Davies.
I'm not too sure about that one.
You want to look at it again?
No, but just by Justin's reaction, it looks like it's, yeah, that's a little closer to the line in the batter's box than it is home plate. Justin's got a good eye at the plate. I don't think he could reach that ball. But that's okay. If you're going to call that, that's fine. Matt Harrison can benefit by that call, too.
When somebody yells out both ways, Blue.
You're gone.
Umpires hate being called blue.
Oh, yeah. A lot of college kids get into pro ball, and that's what they're used to yelling in college. And they start yelling at a professional umpire, and they don't take very kindly to it.
Nope.
Right.
I would imagine police officers, same thing. Try not to call him blue. Matt Trainer dribbles one up near Davies. Lunging at Trainer. I think he got him.
Well, he must have. Matt didn't react, so he must have touched him. From here, it didn't look like it.
No, it was a late call, and Jeff Kellogg finally, after the first base umpire Larry Vanover had nothing to say anyway, Kellogg did say, yeah, you're out.
Yeah. He's a lot closer to it than we are. It's pretty tough to call right there. Good slider right there from Davies. We're going to look at it right here. That must have been the tag right on the arm. If he did miss the tag, I don't think he would have been able to make the throw, though.
You saw that jersey ripple just a little bit. Bourbon has taken a strike, 0-1. Now it's 0-2. Julio had only 3 hits on the road trip.
One of the things Julio's going to have to learn is going to have to be a little more patient at the plate. If you start to swing at the breaking ball almost in the dirt and the fastball up around your eyes, it can be a very vicious game because the pitchers will do that to you one right after the other. And for a young player, it's a tough lesson to learn. But if you're going to be successful, it's a lesson that you have to learn.
1 walk in 25 games for Bourbon.
And when you get that one, you got to hit it. That's the one that was a pretty good pitch to hit. A good swing at it. Just got underneath it and fouled it off a little bit. Julio just needs to get on a little bit of a roll. Have a couple of hits 2 or 3 nights in a row. Get his confidence back. And he's got too much talent to stay down around 200. The other thing is he's got too much speed not to take advantage of on the bases. He's 4 for 4 stealing bases when he gets on. Just being such an asset batting ninth that he can continually get on base, make things happen at the bottom of the order for Elvis and the top of the line.
The 2-2. It was popped to left, shallow. Betancourt back, and he's got it. The Rangers down in order, but they lead 2-0 tonight here in Arlington. Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. By AT&T. See what's new from AT&T. Go to att.com for details. And by Whataburger, just like you like it.
If you want to know how hard the wind is blowing, just watch Matt's uniform. Watch his pants and his sleeves of his shirt. They're blowing right in his face pretty good.
Mitch Meyer sends one to right field and an 0-1 count. There's David Murphy.
Well, so far, so good. First time through the lineup for Matt. We kind of featured that in the pregame show. Opponents had given him a 7 ERA, a little higher than 7, the first time through the lineup. So far, so good for Matt. And if you've noticed, he has definitely slowed his delivery down. It's a fairly quick delivery, but it's not ultra quick like it had been. And that seems to have really helped his tempo and his command as he's throwing all his pitches for strikes early in the game.
He's facing a guy who just refuses on principle to walk. Actually, one time all year for Betancourt. He's in a line one foul. The Mariners got rid of him, even though they loved his defense. I mean, they kept trying to tell him in English and Spanish, you must take pitches. You have to do this.
Well, what it's going to do eventually in Kansas City, it's going to make him a utility player there, too.
That one he will take, and it's 1-2. If you're hitting 328 or something like that, go ahead and swing away. But Betancourt usually hits around 227 or something like that.
Well, let's see. He's walked one time in 90 with 97 at bats. That's not a real good number. So it's just tough to be a regular in the big leagues if you walk 10 or 11 times in a year.
There are guys who carved out long careers and never walked, but you're right, it's really rare. I mean, obviously Ozzie Guillen comes to mind right away. Rob Peacholo, remember Rob Peacholo? He was a guy that,
sure.
I mean, he had a decent career. He set a record in 1980, his first 268 at-bats of the year. No walks. And then the last game of the year, he walks twice.
See, I told you I could do it.
Right. Just to prove,
Well, it might have kept Rob from being a regular and getting more playing time.
And a guy like Jesus Salou way back in the day never walked, but he always put the ball in play, and would hit you 260 or 280 anyway. But Sednick, top of the order, will take a strike.
And so far, it's kind of been the definition of pitching to contact for Matt tonight. He hasn't walked anybody, hasn't struck anybody out, but there's been a lot of weak contact. I don't think they've hit a ball on the good part of the bat yet. Weak ground balls, a couple of weak fly balls to the outfield.
There's what you were talking about. Usually roughed up the first time through, but not tonight.
No. Noticeably more deliberate with his delivery.
Second time Podsednik rolls to smoke. Inning over. That is 7 straight set down by the young lefty Matt. We've been talking about that pitching matchup tomorrow, Greinke and Wilson. It's also a Fireworks Friday. Tomorrow you can get $10 tickets, $5 parking to see this matchup. The game is indeed followed by the Rat Pack-themed fireworks show, courtesy of Windmill Suites. Go to TexasRangers.com, enter fireworks as the coupon code. We begin the bottom of inning 3, strike 1 to Elvis Andrus. One thing about Kyle Davies, This pitcher for Kansas City, he usually disposes of that first man to hit in the inning. Leadoff batters this year are now 9 for 66 against him, so it's tough to get a sustained rally going against Kyle Davies.
Well, that was true even in the first inning when the Rangers scored their 2 runs. He got Andrus to start the game. It's 2 for 2 so far tonight in that category.
Well, it certainly sets a tone, and then you're able to pitch from that full wind, and it just seems like some guys obviously are just more comfortable, more effective doing that. You don't have to worry about a guy like Elvis parading away off of first base.
Elvis is taking all the way for strike 1, and then it's been 3 straight balls. See if he's taken all the way at 3-1. He was. I hope he sees the same pitch on 3-2, because that was one he could really drive to left field.
5 takes here for Elvis, and again the mark of a good leadoff man. He will swing, and he belts it in the left.
And he got almost the same pitch, and it's just a good example. You can take 3-1, not the end of the world. Chances are the pitcher is going to come back and try to throw you the same pitch he threw anyway. It's a fastball, inside part of the plate. You can see pitch number 5 is on the inside corner, a little bit lower. Pitch number 6 just a little bit higher. And the result is you have a base hit. Maybe you would have had a base hit on the other one, but by taking the other one, maybe it would have been ball 4. In any event, the leadoff hitter's on.
And it's the Rangers leader in steals with 10.
Be careful.
Elvis has also been caught 4 times and picked off once. So you're right. I mean, even though it's been fun to watch him go down there and get those steals, he's also cost the team some outs too.
Yeah, there are probably some times where Elvis needs to exercise a little bit of caution. Maybe see a couple moves over to first.
There's another good one.
But you don't want to take his aggressiveness away on the bases. And sometimes that's going to lead to getting picked off and maybe thrown out at second without a good jump. But he's got such good baseball instincts at a young age that you just don't want to do anything to hamper that aggressiveness that he has on the bases. Got a good solid lead. He's kind of leaning a little bit towards second.
Maury Wills always said that base stealers cannot afford to think defensively. He said you can't be afraid of being picked off or thrown out. He said it's like being a safe cracker. You can't be down there on your knees turning around every second to see if someone's looking. Confidence wipes out fear, said Maury Wills. It has to.
Well, no one did it better than Maury Wills, and that sure makes a lot of sense. Never been a safe cracker, but I'll take his word for it.
There goes Elvis. And Elvis has cracked the safe, and he's on the third base, too.
Such an asset. And once Julio gets hot at number 9, then you got 2 guys doing this, and it just makes it a whole lot of fun to watch the Rangers.
Elvis has made away with the crown jewels for the 11th time here in 2010, and his bonus goes to third on the error.
And when he steals a base, part of it is his speed, but he's not lightning fast. Part of it is a good lead. He usually has a good lead, and the other part is reading the pitcher and getting a good jump. When you do all 3 of those things, got a great chance to steal the base.
And Michael Young's got to be thinking, thank you very much. Got a nice, clean, clear RBI opportunity here.
Yep, infield back everywhere.
Three balls to strike to Michael.
There's the lead that he had. And you saw him leaning a little bit. That's not necessarily a giveaway because he does that even when he's not going usually. So you can't look over and see that slight lean towards second and say, uh-oh, he's going, because he does it when he's not going most of the time as well.
Three and two to Michael. Remember, his next hit will move him past Rafael Palmeiro, give him second place on the all-time Ranger hit list. Elvis just had a hit on 3 and 2. Let's see what Michael can do. He's going to take ball 4.
2 walks in a row for Michael.
Now 2 walks and 3 hits allowed by Davies already. Now he's got to face Hamilton, who's already got a double. The modest little 2-game losing streak for the Rangers coming in tonight. But the Mariners have lost 5 straight. The Angels have lost 6 straight. There's actually some separation in the AL West right now. The Rangers and the A's basically right around 500, and they're leading the Angels and the Mariners by 3. Hamilton sweeps it in a right base hit. It is now a 3-0 lead for the Rangers. Young takes a turn and goes to third.
That was a good pitch, too. It looked like a slider down and out of the strike zone. And Josh golfed it in right field, and they just changed places. First and third, stays first and third. That kind of dropped it on the outside part of the plate, down low. Josh stayed right with it. Found the hole. 2 times up. 2 times he's had an RBI hit.
Boy, and don't look now. Josh Hamilton is closing in on a 300 batting average after that start where we're thinking, boy, is he going to get under 200?
I like the way he's doing it. It's steady. It's not 5 hits one day, nothing for a couple of days. It's, you know, a hit here, then 2.
Vladdy steps into one, drives it into center. That'll be deep enough to get Michael Young home. 2 in the first and now 2 in the third. It is 4-0 Rangers. RBI number 20 for Vlad Guerrero. He leads the team. Vlad's one of those guys, when he smells an RBI, and he's just up there packing. Big swing.
Well, in that kind of a situation, he's got a great chance, because even though we talk about this all day long, even though he swings at everything, he doesn't strike out very much. He's going to put the ball in play.
Kinsler now sending one into right field, and it parachutes down. He's 2 for 2. And again, this first and third thing is in play.
Aggressive base running. Rangers do that.
Kyle Davies had allowed only 4 hits in 12 innings coming in tonight. He's allowed 5 hits tonight and 2 in the third.
He's got a line drive single to left, and now he slices one into right center for a base hit. And that big 2-out hit first time up, driving around. Maybe David can have one right here. Keep this rally going. Put some big numbers up. Let Ron Washington relax a little bit down there in the dugout. Not much relaxing on this road trip, though, Josh.
No.
Close games in Seattle, extra inning games, nail-biting games.
That's one of the things that was pointed out in the Rangers press notes tonight. And it is good to see everybody laughing again, by the way. But the Rangers haven't been blown out in a really long time. Their largest margin of defeat all year. And in fact, going back to the last week and a half of last year, is 4 runs. It's 32 games without losing by more than 4 runs.
On the road trip, they had the 3 close games in Seattle. Then the first night in Oakland, it was 4-0, but it became 4-2 with a man on and nobody out in the 9th inning.
Right.
So that became a nail biter. The next day, Rangers were down by 5, but they battled back to make it 7-6 with a man on third and 2 outs in the 9th. That was a nail biter. Yesterday, I guess, wasn't. That Oakland kind of had that game under control most of the way, even though it was a fairly low-scoring game. Rangers just couldn't get anything going offensively yesterday.
And really, for the whole road trip, the Rangers hit just .213 with runners in scoring position on that road trip, and still they won 4 out of 6.
4 out of 6. And it's the same old story. If you say 4 out of 6 before the road trip started, you'll say, I'll take it. But when you win the first 4, it doesn't look quite as good.
No, and as you always say, it comes back around to pitching. I mean, you can hit .213 with runners in scoring position and win 4 out of 6 if you pitch.
Changeup.
Yeah, 2-0 changeup.
David's geared in for the fastball, and Davies, I think, was kind of anticipating that.
Now, the Royals fell behind on the road yesterday 4-0 in the first inning. Ended up losing 9-3. Down 4-0 in the third. Trey Hillman, the former UTA star. On 3-1, Murphy's going to take, and it's a strike on the outside.
That's okay. That's a good pitch to take right there. That's a pitcher's strike. If you swing at that, there's just not going to be much you can do with it. It's not quite a strike, but it's close enough to be a strike right on the outside, and there's not much you can do with that. You're better off taking it and hoping you get a better one here. He's going to try to throw him the same pitch, I would guess.
Kinsler goes, and Murphy lunging at it, pokes it into shallow left field. Thing of beauty.
That got him a hit because Kinsler was running on the play, and somebody had to cover second base, and it was Betancourt, the shortstop, who was covering second base. Therefore, he couldn't get back to catch the pop-up. That was a very catchable ball if the shortstop is placed in his normal position, but because Betancourt was covering, whoops, he can't get it. The second baseman was covering, and that doesn't mean he was wrong by covering. That was just his assignment on that play. And Betancourt could have caught it.
And Murphy, who had been 2 for 22, he'll take him any way he can get him right now. Strike to Justin Smoke. Well, the only out in this inning, that long sac fly by Vlad Guerrero.
And while it wasn't hit that hard, you make contact, think good things can happen. First and third, one out, you want to make contact.
And again, the Rangers, who were challenged to score runs on that road trip. They've got 5 in the bank already tonight here in the third inning. Knocked down by Kendall to keep the double play in order anyway.
Not that Kendall needs it, but he's getting a lot of practice blocking balls tonight.
Kendall's moved past our buddy Jim Sundberg on the all-time list of games caught.
Wow.
Sonny has been bumped down 1 notch now. Kendall just passed him this past week.
Pretty nice accomplishment.
Number 6 all-time. Tony Pena next on the list. About 20 games to go.
I want to thank Shirley Coast, our cookie lady, for the nice batch of pineapple pecan with caramel. She calls them the cat's meow for Frank Catalanato. And she adds, I miss him.
We all do. We miss the cat. Frank's a Met now. One of the good guys, Frank Catalanato.
Sure was.
Those Mets are in the middle of a jam-packed NL East. All 5 teams within 4 games of each other. The Phillies lead, and the Mets are second. Big rip that time from Justin Smoke, and it stays 2-2. They've been pumping up Mr. Davies' pitch count here this inning. Davies hadn't exactly come in yet on Justin.
Anticipating that Davies is not going to throw a complete game, there's a decent chance you'll see an ex-Ranger out of the bullpen tonight. They have Josh Roop, Robinson Tejeda, and actually Bruce Chen was a Ranger for a short period of time.
Last year they had Ron Mayhay and they had Jamie Wright.
Yep.
All the Rangers' exes live in Kansas City.
They had Luis Mendoza for a while.
They did. That ball popped back this way.
He got roughed up in the AAA game by Oklahoma City last night.
Yeah, Oklahoma City with a 9-2 win. And, we've been talking a lot about Derek Holland down there, the lefty with an ERA of 0.9. Michael Kirkman, another lefty, is now on our radar. He's got a scoreless streak of 22 2/3 innings going.
Pretty nice.
Including 5 more last night. Smoke wins out. A long at bat ends with his third career home run.
Just a matter of time for this kid. He's got too great a swing. He won't be below 200 for very long.
All those pitches away, and he just kept fouling them off, waiting and waiting to see if something would have a little bit more of the plate.
That's exactly what happened. He threw him some tough pitches that he fouled off, and then that one hung middle of the plate, and you saw the result. His eyes lit up when he saw that pitch.
Tonight can drive. 8-0 Rangers with a 6-run third inning. It's their biggest inning of the year. It's good to be home.
Nice to be back in Texas.
One of those former Rangers will start to get loose in the bullpen. Bruce Chen.
Still, after 7 hitters, only 1 out this inning.
Right on the long fly ball by Guerrero. Now, we talked about it early about Davies. He really hasn't pitched well in this ballpark in the past. Not going to be leaving with any fond memories tonight either. Here's a former Ranger lefty. Former a lot of people's lefty. Trainer rolls it towards Betancourt. That is out number 2. Now Justin Smoke with that home run, Tom, now has a 6-game hitting streak. Now has that 200 batting average. And again, as he just kind of gets more and more comfortable in these big league surroundings, it's one of those sky's the limit deals right there.
Well, when you watch him, if you don't have any idea what his batting average is and you watch his at-bats, there's no way you would say he's hitting 200. His at-bats look fine. Occasionally he'll swing at a bad pitch just like everybody does. But some guys, you know, they're hitting 240 or 250, and you wonder how in the world they got that high. It just doesn't look like they can hit 240 or 250. In this case, it's just the opposite. Has not at any point in time looked overmatched. And I think, you know, it'd be surprising if he did look overmatched. He was an elite college player, one of the top picks in the draft, and he played throughout the minor leagues, not extensively, but he had his time. With his talent, he should be able to come up here and perform.
Well, he had the big swing of the 40 pitches in the inning, the one that made the most noise.
off the rights to play football. Big tight end out of Trinity Valley. He's got his girlfriend here, Miller. The big prom next week. You could have gone anywhere. Chunky Cheese, Six Flags. Why here?
Since day one, I've always wanted to go to Ranger game for my 18th birthday party. This is awesome. Rangers are winning. I love the Rangers.
There we go. We got your best friend, Sam. He's got a birthday cream pie for you. Congratulations. Happy. Another one.
Guy looks like Mark Cuban.
Did not see that coming.
Good one, Sam. Love it. All right.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark. Thank you, Jim.
Next thing you know, Jim's going to have a green shirt on and be going out with them after the game.
It's a chunky cheese.
Did that kid look like Mark Cuban?
Picture right here. Here's my phone.
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
The instant replay.
A lot of love down there. Thank you, Regis. It is 2-2 now to Willie Bloomquist.
That's why they love him. There's our friends from Mangum, Louisiana.
You recognize them by the brown and yellow shirts?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they didn't bring pie.
No. That's the Beta Club. See it, Mangum? Beta Rocks. Look at Jim. They wanted to get on with Jim, too. Now they're looking at him like he's a little crazy.
Well, he's got pie dripping off of his face. Willie Bloomquist takes a walk. And up 8-0, obviously, Matt Harrison not really wanting to do that.
No, not a guy who's 4 for 32. But it was a long inning, too.
Yeah.
Matt had to sit. And I don't think he was disappointed to sit and watch those 6 runs come in. Get his rhythm back here. One thing that could happen here is Butler could hit into a double play. He's hit into 9 double plays already. Not sure what the big league record is, but at that pace, he's got to be on mark for it.
Butler hits it well to right field. That ball gets up in that jet stream and carries out. It is now 8-2.
That's not a home run in many other places. The ball that Guerrero hit the first time up went to the warning track and he got jammed. It looked like a blooper. And that ball was not hit that well. Looked like it tied him up a little bit. I think in Kansas City or any other ballpark, outfielder drifts back slightly and makes the catch.
Goes as the 3rd home run of the year, though, for Butler.
But at the same time, Matt does not want to come out and walk that leadoff hitter with an 8-run lead.
A big swing and a miss by Jose Guillen. And he does lead the Royals with 8 home runs. He had 5 in a 7-game stretch, and he's going to send that one into right center. Here comes Kansas City. After the Rangers work to get Harrison 6 runs, he doesn't need to give too many of them back. Mike Maddox will go out to remind him he's got a nice little 6-run lead here at 8-2.
Well, Mike's doing that. We'll send a little shout out to Glenn Crable from Quitman, Texas, who sent us some great pictures of Graceland. Heard us talking about Elvis, and we both mentioned we'd never been to Graceland. He had been there and had some great pictures of it. Glenn also played some pro baseball in the Cardinal organization. So, Glenn, thanks for thinking of us. The pictures were great.
Our stage manager, Allie, just went to Graceland not too long ago and gives a very glowing report. Guess we got to put that on our little travel log for later, huh? I don't know if that's like a bucket list thing, but I wouldn't mind going to see that once.
If you're nearby, you might as well go see it.
As opposed to just like going to the Stuckies and there's a swing and a foul back by Cayaspo. Actually, Nashville. Boy, poor Nashville is underwater right now, huh? Talked to Chuck Morgan, the great voice of the ballpark, about Nashville. If you really want to get the skinny on that town, of course, he worked for years at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, Chuck was Country Western Disc Jockey of the Year one year.
Popping out from behind corn stalks on a hee-haw. Harrison to Cayaspo. That one ground foul down near third.
Callaspo's having a nice season. He's got 4 home runs himself. He's worked himself into the 5th spot in the lineup. He's knocked in 17 runs. He's hitting 300.
He was a guy that was homerless for his first 440 big league at bats. And then last year he hit 11. And you're right, he's already got 4 this year. Switch hitter, former Arizona Diamondback. You know, one thing we should mention with the Royals, with Callaspo now playing third, obviously their big prospect for years has been Alex Gordon. And he is no longer going to be a third baseman, apparently. They've sent him down to AAA Omaha to learn to become an outfielder.
Yeah, he struggled defensively at third. I always thought in his case he got to the big leagues a little too quick. They brought him up after his second year out of Double-A ball. It was a nice Double-A season, but
and he kept hearing you as the next George Brett.
Yeah,
boy, that's just.
I think he would have been better off with 400, 500 at bats at AAA one more year.
A lot of pressure to put on a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Kirk Gibson used to talk about that. Everybody said he was supposed to be the next Mickey Mantle. That's a lot to live up to. Boy, from 0-2 to 3-2, it's a frustrating inning for Harrison.
Well, for the first 3 innings, he threw every pitch right where he wanted to. And then he had a long layover when the Rangers had the big inning, and he came out and walked Willie Bloomquist, which kind of started his troubles in this inning. Bloomquist came into the game hitting 129, batting second in the lineup. Last thing you want to do is walk him while he's going badly. He's certainly not that kind of a hitter throughout his career, but right now he's struggling.
Needed that, got the pop-up. And Kinsler camping. He's got it. On the old out-of-town scoreboard, the Angels in trouble again, even though they took a 4-0 lead in the first inning in Boston tonight. Boston has rallied with 2 in the third and now 4 in the fifth. The Red Sox lead at 6-4.
Boy, the Angel pitchers are just getting bombed. That's Scott Kazmir tonight.
Angels in danger of losing 7 straight. And Victor Martinez has hit home run number 2 for the Sox tonight. Here's Mike Aviles. Wave and a miss. Changeup to start him off.
Kansas City pitchers have issued the most walks in the major leagues, actually tied with the Mets, and the hitters have received the fewest.
A bad combination.
That is a bad combination. Walk the most and get the least.
Aviles, another guy who just likes to get up there and swing the bat.
Yeah, he's a guy who doesn't walk much.
The ball just kind of blooped to the plate by Harrison. And right there in front of the plate, but foul. Got the Blue Jays and the White Sox scoreless in the 4th inning tonight. That's John Danks going for Chicago, and he's been great. But the White Sox this year only 12-16.
3 pretty quick innings, especially the 2nd and 3rd. And now a little bit of a struggle here in the 4th. One thing I'm sure Matt was going to really try to concentrate on was keeping that pitch count down so he could get the maximum amount of innings, because his pitch count is going to be held probably between 85 and 95 pitches tonight because of how many pitches he threw in his last start.
He started looking like a 6-inning or 7-inning guy tonight. Now because of this inning, he's looking like 5. Aviles works it to 2-2. Towards center. And Bourbon drifting back. It's a battle of former Braves prospects here. It's Harrison and Davies, your pitching matchup tonight. Speaking of the Braves, they are 2-2 at the Nationals tonight at the end of 8. And Pudge Rodriguez has hit his first home run as a Washington Nat.
Pudge still hitting 400?
I don't think he's hitting 400, but he's hitting well. I'll go check. Adam Dunn has hit a home run in that game, the native Texan, number 6. I'm suffering from SC tonight. Slow computer.
Oh, that's too bad.
It'll take a while to get this on Pudge. That ball rocked out of play. We have it on authority now. Pudge is back over 400. Yeah, 403.
Wow.
Kendall's been fouling a lot to the right in his 2 at-bats against Harrison. The Cubs are in big-time trouble tonight, losing in Pittsburgh 11-0 in the 5th inning, and they've made 3 errors.
I'll just be glad that's not at Wrigley Field.
It would still be a party. They'd still have fun. Kendall flicks another one to the right. The Giants lead the Marlins 6-1 in the 7th inning this evening. That's Matt Cain all the way so far for San Fran. Boy, the Giants have some real good pitching, huh? Way up there. Harrison points it out.
And Matt got it straightened around. He had a battle through the first 3 hitters and came right back and got 3 quick outs.
And he's got an 8-2 lead going to the bottom of the 4th. Steve Busby, 2 no-hitters. Which teams were the victims? Back in 1973. We'll get you the answer in the next half inning. Elvis Andrews at the plate. He's down to strike here. And Kyle Davies still out there, trailing 8-2. The Rangers batted around last inning, roughed him up for 6. It was just a couple starts ago, Tom. He went 6 innings, allowed 1 hit.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, this park has not been kind to him in his brief career. 6 starts here. His ERA is well over 7 now.
Elvis lines one into the crowd.
Well, the other stat on Davies is if you go back to last August, late in August, You take the 5 starts this year and his last 4 starts from last year, his record is 6-1 with a 2.68 ERA. So this game really pops out when you look at his numbers in that way.
Another good take from Elvis, 2-2. Now the Royals have Bruce Chen getting loose in the bullpen last inning, but their pen is quiet for now. Pass him out and charged by Betancourt. Out number 1. Some other scores real quick. The Orioles trying to turn their season around. They're leading at Minnesota tonight 2-0. Ty Wigginton has 10.
I didn't know that.
I didn't see that one coming either. Rays at the Mariners tonight. And, you know, as much as we've gotten on the case of Milton Bradley this year, you know, monitoring that situation, I got to give Milton credit. He went in yesterday, basically took himself to the office, went to the GM, went to the manager. As Michael Sims wanted to foul to right. And I think for the first time I've ever heard Milton Bradley say this, he said, I need help.
Well, that's a good sign. And I hope that he gets help, and I hope that he can come back and be a productive player. He's got a lot of talent, and I think that's a great first step, because the one thing Milton's never been able to do is accept ownership for his problems.
And he is now saying, yeah, I got some issues here. And
I hope you're right. I hope he gets help, and that's a good sign.
So he is indefinitely away from the team right now. And, you know, the Mariners, from the GM, Jack Zarensik, to Don Wakamatsu, the manager, to a lot of those players in the clubhouse. I mean, you hear the quotes from Mike Sweeney, who just keeps talking about what a great heart Milton has and how he's loved and all. I mean, everybody's doing everything they can to get Milton on the right track there. I mean, they cannot be trying any harder.
Well, with all that going on, it sure would appear. I have no idea what the problems might be. That there are some personal problems, things going on in his life, and hopefully he'll be able to get help for him.
Meantime, the Mariners are really struggling. They're down to 11-16 now. Michael Young, base hit to go ahead of Rafael Palmeiro on the all-time Ranger hit list.
That was a good battle up there. Davies made some tough pitches, and Michael spoiled him, and then hung right in there on that breaking ball and drilled it up the middle.
Number 2 on the Rangers all-time list now, behind Pudge.
Michael's been on base all 3 times tonight. He's walked twice and scored twice. Now he's got a base hit to go along with it.
Number 1693, every single one of them as a Ranger. And that's one thing that obviously I'm sure Ranger fans would love to see, is that nice clean baseball card for Michael Young. 20 years or whatever it's going to be. And just says Rangers on the line every year. What the Royals have with George Brett. What the Orioles have with Cal Ripken. What the Astros have with Craig Biggio. And it's funny that we talk about that as Bruce Chen gets up in the bullpen again for Kansas City. He's about the most well-traveled guy this side of Mike Morgan. Hamilton reaching for one and fouls it. Josh 2 for 2 with a couple runs batted in tonight. Already 85 pitches for Kyle Davies, 40 of them last inning. Another one bounced to the plate. A couple other scores for you. Arizona leading at Houston 5-2, 4th inning. And Kelly Johnson, another of the unlikely guys with 10 home runs. He had 8 all of last year, I think. He's got 10 now. So he goes from Atlanta to Arizona. Phillies beat the Cardinals today 7-2. Jason Worth with a 3-run home run. Hamilton offered at it. Out number 2 in the inning.
Change up and just got it so far outside. Josh couldn't reach that ball. pretty obvious what he's trying to do is keep the ball down out of the strike zone and try to make Josh chase it. And in that at bat, he was successful.
Now the cleanup man, Vlad Guerrero. Takes a hefty cut at the first one, as usual. The other late starting game tonight, that's the Brewers at the Dodgers. The Dodgers not playing well. Both the LA teams are in last place. Guerrero sending one towards center, and it hangs in the air long enough. Myers got it, and that's the inning. One hit, one left, and we're at the end of 4. '74, who were the victims? He went out on the road to get them both. In Detroit and in Milwaukee in '73 and in '74. And as luck would have it, Steve Busby just happens to be in the broadcast booth with us tonight. He's part of Rangers Live after the game, and we always do this in the 5th inning, bring in Buzz or Mark McLemore. Mac never threw a no-hitter, though, so.
No, but he ruined a lot of them.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
Well, going to ask you about the first one, 1973 in Detroit, and the Tigers were a pretty good team in 1973.
Yeah, they were a great team about 3 years earlier, and the team with Cash and Freehan and K-Line and McAuliffe and all those guys that had won the World Series, and by 73 they were pretty much ready to call it in. They were a little long in the tooth, and that was a terribly cold night in Detroit, as you know how Detroit can get in April. Get that wind blowing off. Is it Lake Huron?
It is
to the northeast.
I should know this. I lived there.
Anyway.
What the heck was the lake?
A cold body of water. Let's put it that way.
Who has the advantage on a night like that?
Pitcher does. I think so. Yes. I think it's a lot easier for a pitcher to, once he gets loose, to stay loose than it is for a hitter to get his hands warm.
Yeah, probably right. Plus the hitter anticipates possibility to hit one.
Well,
yeah,
Kevin Harmon. Happy birthday, Kevin, by the way. He's heading out there to talk to Harrison. And the leadoff walk again is disturbing. He's got an 8-2 lead. And Ron Washington accompanies Kevin Harmon out there. There's no action in the Ranger bullpen yet. Let's see if we can see anything here from the pitch. I couldn't really tell if anything was wrong right there, could you?
It must have been something they talked about in the dugout between innings. That's all I can think of, Josh. There wasn't anything apparent there, and I didn't see anything last inning that he was out there to indicate there was a problem.
Harrison expected to pitch only about, somewhere between 90 and 100 pitches for the evening. And he's at 77 right now. Well, and Buzz, before we get too far away from it, no-hitter number 2, a little bit warmer for you on the first day of summer But in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
I assume it was a little warmer.
Yeah, it was. It was significantly warmer, as a matter of fact. That was fun. In that game, actually, Josh, there were a lot of great plays. I remember George Brett probably made one of the better plays that I had seen him make, and I ran out Amos Otis and Al Cowens, our outfielders, to death in the outfield. They were going all over the place.
And George Scott was the only base runner, a walk early
Boomer.
right in that game.
Yeah, Boomer came over to us 78, I think it was, and I reminded him of that. He took a 3-2 slider in the first inning for ball 4, and I said, Boomer, you're going to swing at that pitch 9 times out of 10, right? He said, well, if I'd known you're going to retire the next 24, I would have.
Boy, meantime, this is disturbing with Harrison. With an 8-0 lead, he walked the leadoff man in the 4th. With an 8-2 lead here in the 5th, he's not real close to the 8 and 9 guys. It's impossible to walk Yuniesky Betancourt, and he just did.
Yeah, Buzz, if you watch Matt in the first 3 innings, he pretty much cruised through 3 innings. You know, what goes on between the 3rd and the 4th? Do you think it was the long layover? Can that throw your timing off?
I do, Tom. I think it was that more than just the score of the ball game. You get an 8-0 lead, and it'll change your thinking a little bit, but not enough to throw you off that way. And it took Matt 4 hitters to recuperate, and then he comes back out and has the same problem. I got to think there's something physical, maybe a leg stiffening up or back getting tight or something.
Well, he did throw those 127 pitches last time, and in this day and age, guys just aren't that used to, right? I mean, throwing that many.
No, you're right. You're right, and it was in a lot cooler weather, too, which is going to amplify the stiffness usually.
Well, you're just having a miserable time getting the ball over right now. Chatting with Steve Busby. Again, he'll join the set of Rangers Live after the game, break this one down. Trying to curb myself with the habit of saying break this one down. I hope such a crutch, but that is essentially what you do. So
yeah.
Scott Podsednik, top of the order, has grounded to first base a couple times tonight. That one just rammed in there for a strike. Meantime, Buzz, we might as well ask you about the Kansas City starter. Kyle Davies had come in with a real good pedigree this year, but just not happening for him tonight.
Well, it sounds like, Josh, that it kind of picked up on his last start. Last time out, he pitched pretty well, but he had to work around 5 walks in his 6 innings of work. So the command wasn't there the way he had it in his first couple of starts. But going back to last year and the time he had spent with Kansas City, command has been his biggest problem, his biggest drawback. When he was able to throw his fastball anywhere close to where he wanted to, that he was pretty successful.
So if you're a pitcher right now, Buzz, in this kind of a game, it's the 5th inning. You know you have to go 5 to get the win. Is that going through your mind too?
Tom, I would hope not.
There's a base hit to make it 8-3. And again, a ground ball to the right side for Podsednik, but this time it sneaks on through.
Yeah, let me clarify. I say I hope not. And what I mean by that is I hope you're not thinking about how you benefit as an individual. I hope you're thinking about how do I help the team the most. And if that's getting through 5, that's fine. And certainly a starting pitcher should think that, hey, I want to save the bullpen. I'd like to throw a complete game, and anything less than that, you have to accept. But when you start thinking about, boy, I've got to get through 5 to get a W, to me, that's meaningless.
You're kind of defeated then.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Scott Feldman did the other day, giving up 7 runs in 4 innings, and pitching 3 more innings. Make a decent start out of it and save the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
But the bullpen's fairly well rested today, too, so they're in good shape. Got an off day on Monday, so that won't be a problem.
You guys were talking about Feldman, and Buzz, your thoughts about Scott. I mean, obviously 17 wins last year. The bar was set pretty high for 2010.
Well, I just see a guy who hasn't been very consistent, Josh. When he's gone to the mound, it's been a different Scott Feldman each time out, and that really makes it tough to pitch with. You don't know what to expect from one time to another. As a matter of fact, from one inning to the next, I don't think Scott sometimes knows what to expect. He got into a pretty good rhythm the other day in Oakland, albeit a little bit too late. But I thought the last several innings that he worked, he really pitched well. He worked more quickly, had real good command of his both two-seam fastball and his cutter. And I thought that was a Scott Feldman that was successful last year.
Bloomquist is going to take, and that's it for him. That's a nice little comeback right there. Walk single to start the 5th.
Well, he didn't like the call. It sure looked like a good pitch. If I'm the pitcher, I want this call. Yeah, we've seen that pitch called tonight. If you just go by the tracker, it looks slightly outside, but when it's that close, as a hitter, you find out those can go either way. And I guess as a pitcher, you find out they can go either way, too. Well, we've seen that call tonight, so that's not a shock.
You got to watch out for Billy Butler. Had the home run last inning. Had a single back in the first. That's 4 straight strikes now for Matt.
Well, the other thing that Butler could do, we mentioned it last time up, when he hit that jet stream home run, he can hit into a double play, too. 9 of them this year.
Harrison hops ahead 0-2.
Well, were there parks you hated to pitch in, Buzz, that, you know, the elements were such that it was tough to pitch in? Ball carried well or anything
I don't know
like
if it was
that?
as much the park as it was the team that was in that park.
Who's up to bat?
Yeah, like Baltimore. I couldn't pitch well in Baltimore to save my life. It had more to do with Boog Powell and those guys than it did the ballpark.
Runner going from first on a breaking ball. It's not a bad pitch to be running on. And Scott Podsednik was stolen base number 10. Butler still the batter. Remember last inning, just got one up in the jet stream and off it went.
Yeah, it didn't look like he hit that ball very hard. Even with the jet stream, it didn't look like it was hit that hard.
Close, but no, 2-2. And again with Harrison, the hope was to keep him under 100 pitches.
He's just about reached his pitch count now. He's at 91. And
a double play would be super for him.
well, they lost that chance though. The Sedgwick stole second base. There's a little line drive right to Michael right here.
Josh Hamilton's got to go get it, and he will. Any chance for the double play is negated because the runner from second did not tag. Betancourt scores, and it's now 8-4. It's a 3 RBI game for Billy Butler.
Well, he did what you have to do. You've got the infield back. Less than 2 outs, man on third base. Have to put it in play. He's pretty good at doing that. He's going to make contact. He's a good hitter. Got jammed a little bit, but plenty of distance to get the run in.
Well, and it could work out for Matt Harrison still. If the Rangers want to keep him under 100 pitches, he's got 8 to work with here with Jose Guillen, getting 5 innings.
I think he pretty much has to get Guillen right here.
Runner going second to third, and the throw from Trainer's too late. But Sedgwick steals second and third, and that's pretty aggressive, down 8-4.
It's pretty meaningless too, really, in this kind of a game. But you're closer to scoring at third than you are second. And I think Sedgwick just said to himself, look, I got such a big lead and such a good jump. I might as well go ahead and take it. Now I can score on a wild pitch.
Breaking ball in for a strike. By the way, Steve Busby on the set of Rangers Live after the game. If you want to ask the analyst, here's where you text your question, 57538, keyword Rangers TV. Kinsler getting there, spins around, and Harrison's got his 5 innings in the books. Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you, guys.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. Rangers leading 8-4, and it's been a nice night for Michael Young. He's been on base 3 times, and the hit that he got last inning is part of the fun. He's now passed Rafael Palmeiro for second on the all-time hit list in the Cabot Woodstein legendary performance. Top 5 in 11 different categories. And the hits just keep on coming for number 10. His good buddy, Mr. Kinsler, takes a strike. There's not a lot that he doesn't place among. C.J. Wilson catching him up on Tuesday's episode of Lost over there.
I made the mistake of asking C.J. about Lost. And I was more lost after he answered it than I was in the first place. He goes, now you know about quantum physics, right?
Oh, and you're like, oh, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, CJ is beyond fascinated with that television program. It is a way of life. He looks like Sawyer, too.
Yeah, he does.
Kinsler draws a walk as the Rangers try to get going again. They were up 8-0. Now it is 8-4.
The walks really were the problem for Matt after he just cruised through 3 innings without a walk. The next 2 innings, he walked 3, and every one of them scored. There was the first batter in the 4th that walked and the first 2 hitters in the 5th that walked. Good part about the 5th inning, though, he battled through it. 2 walks and a ground ball to right was really all they had. Strikeout, weak fly ball, weak ground ball, and he's out of the inning, but it was 2 runs.
Bob McClure is out to gather up the infielders, and again Chen loosening for the Royals. For a 3rd time he's been up. Kyle Farnsworth is up as well. Big strapping righty Kyle Farnsworth. And with Kinsler taking that walk to lead off the inning, he doesn't want to not play right now. It's our Geico quote of the day. Kinsler talking his way into the lineup yesterday in Oakland.
Well, I think that's true. He is fresh. He's only played a handful of games. The only question is, how does his ankle feel? And he's answered that. The way he's played the last couple of days, the way he went after the ball defensively in yesterday's ball game, I think pretty much showed that while the ankle may not be 100%, it's headed in that direction. Swinging the bat well tonight. He's got 2 singles, an RBI, scored a run. Now he's got a leadoff walk here in the 5th. Great to have him back in the lineup. Well, they're going to keep the ball out there to David. That's what they did last time. Ended up with a bloop single. And Betancourt was covering second base as Kinsler was running. Just fell right behind him.
Pretty good lead for Kinsler. There he goes. Jason Kendall steps and fires, and Kinsler is safe at second base.
Oh, that's a good step in the right direction as well. How's the ankle? Well, there's a stolen base for you.
Yep, first one since coming off the DL. Of course, he had 31 last year. I'm no ankle expert, but that was pretty good.
That doesn't look hurt. And, you know, he may still not be 100%, but I think he's better right now than he was when he came back in Seattle, for sure. So it is getting better.
That one hugs the corner to Murphy.
I'm going to make the call here. I think that Davies is going to get one toward the middle of the plate after keeping them all out there, and David's going to get one up.
Duly noted. Fouls it. They still kind of stay away from his happy zone. Justin Smoke on deck. Smoke had the 3-run home run in the 3rd. Again, staying out there.
Yeah, they really are. Tried to backdoor his breaking ball right there. Missed with it.
As much as David wants to get going here, it's wise to just keep taking those. In the air, right center field, Mr. Grieve. There it goes to the wall. You are so close.
Man, that's the second wall I've gotten this year.
Murphy happy to have an RBI double. You're like 90% genius.
It just can't quite get there. But that's exactly what happened. Davies said, I can't walk 2 in a row this inning. I've got to throw a strike. And instead of getting it outside, he got it on the outside corner anyway. David almost hit it. He hit it to 407. Instead of getting it 408, it had about 406.
Oh, so close.
Just missed it.
And the call game is still 0-0.
Yep.
That's it for Davies. A pitching change being made. We'll come back and tell you about the new Kansas City. Presented by Budweiser at 2 Central, following This Week in Baseball at 1:30, only on Fox. Rangers leading 9-4, and the Verizon call to the bullpen. The one-time Ranger, Bruce Chen, he was here in 2007. Briefly, only got into 5 games.
Bruce is not a hard thrower, but he has a real good changeup.
Got to face Justin Smoke, who's already got a home run tonight. The last 4 years, including a stop here in Texas, Bruce Chen is 1-13 in the big leagues. 6.53 ERA. So he's happy to see all this to start his 2010. Hard to believe there are still 19 major league cities who have not had Bruce Chen pitch for their baseball team at some point.
Give him time.
He started like the other pitchers in this game as a Braves prospect, just like Harrison and Davies. Chen way back in 1994. And since then, Philadelphia, the Mets, Montreal, which of course is now Washington, Cincinnati, Houston, Boston, Baltimore, the Rangers, and the Royals. One-two delivery, and Smoke down on strikes this time. After the cold, hard blast from the third, that 3-run home run. Third is a big leaguer for Justin Smoke. Got 2 lefty, 1 righty. The Rangers have not hit 2 home runs in a game since game 3 of the season. And with the history of this ball club, I mean, that's just really hard to believe. These are the slugging Rangers.
It seems like this is a pretty good chance for it tonight, the way the jet stream seems to be working.
Yeah, Murphy almost had that second home run.
Dustin Nippert continues to throw. He'll be the Ranger pitcher in the 6th.
And for Matt Harrison, we're going to be talking about 18 runs allowed in his last 21 innings of work. So, I mean, that's not his best stretch ever, but in position to win tonight. Got to win last time, too.
Well, it really looked like he lost his groove that he was in when the Rangers had the big 6-run inning in the bottom of the third, because through 3 innings, he was pinpoint with all his pitches, and he came out and walked the leadoff hitter in the 4th inning and struggled to get through the next 2 innings. First 3 innings were terrific.
Trainer socks one into the crowd. C.J. Wilson tomorrow against Zach Greinke. We've been talking about that matchup. It'll be on Channel 21 in the Metroplex tomorrow. And we're back on Fox Sports Southwest on Saturday. The Saturday game is Rich Harden against Gil Mesh. Mesh has a lot of talent, but he's really struggling here this season. ERA of close to 10. Bruce, you got to throw the ball there, dude. Come on.
Well, the chances of David Murphy stealing third base here just aren't really that great. Not that he couldn't do it, but there's just probably not a chance that he's going to try to do it right here.
Are they worried that Murphy's stealing signs back there at second? They're trying to...
I don't know.
Now ready. And strike 3, so it was worth the wait for Chen.
Well, good job by Chen. 2 up, 2 down, 2 Ks.
Right there.
Must have been looking for something off speed right there, because he knew it was a strike. He just didn't pull the trigger on it.
Here's Bourbeau, and he has popped to the left side a couple times. And Julio still trying to prove that he can hit lefties at a reasonably consistent pace. We'll have that opportunity to show that right here. Julio is 1 for 20 right now against lefties here in 2010. Julio, who's only walked once all year. And remember, Chen just struck out the first 2 guys he faced. We got Bourbon at 3-0. It's like Betancourt in the top of the inning. Taking all the way, 3-1. Rangers with 2 in the first, 6 in the third. Their season high run total for a single inning this year. 1 now here in the 5th. Allen scrapes the outside corner, 3-2. Going to make Chen through 3 in a row.
Yeah, number 5, not quite in the rectangle, but that has been a strike frequently in the game.
Another fly ball to the left side. 3 of those for Julio tonight. Rangers get a run and extend the lead. It is 9-4 at the end of 5. Harrison gave the Rangers 5 innings tonight. We had heard that he would be kept down around 95 pitches for the evening, and exactly what he clocked in with tonight, 95. Leading 9-4 as he will let Dustin Nippert take over. Dustin turning 29 today. Happy birthday, Dustin. And so far, the 3.6 ERA.
I wonder if his grandmother baked him anything for his birthday. Remember that batch of cookies she bakes every time we go to Cleveland?
The best thing about going to Cleveland these days is free eats from Grandma Nippert. Well, the Rangers, again, the bullpen for the most part, I say for the most part, has been kind of in and out. There have been very strong stretches from the bullpen. I think when you say bullpen, you automatically think end of game. You think 9th inning. And obviously that's where the wobbles have been this year. But mid-game, the Rangers have done a really nice job. Nippert's a part of that. Doug Mathis is a part of that. Nippert's going to get Callaspo, Aviles, and Kendall. There's the 3 batters that he'll face here. A wave and a miss by Callaspo. Yep, down to 83 miles an hour.
Seen all fastballs. Thought that one was one, too.
There's a fastball riding right in. So 5 innings for Harrison, 4 hits, 4 runs, and those 3 walks. 2 of those to lead off innings after the Rangers had taken the big lead. Nippert right in there to strike out Callaspo at 94. We go to Emily Jones.
SportsSouthwest.com. Reminder up on the site today, we've got a great feature on the relationship between Colt McCoy and Sam Bradford. Also an exclusive one-on-one interview with Texas A&M quarterback Gerard Johnson, and of course the latest on the Suns and Spurs in the NBA Finals, guys.
Thanks, Em.
Not the finals. Not the finals. Got way ahead of myself.
Well,
just the playoffs. How about that?
That's cool. Appreciate it. Thanks. Ever since the Mavs lost, I've kind of stopped paying attention anyway. So.
Me too.
To right field, a base hit for Aviles. He's only been up a week from AAA. And he's hitting pretty well, hitting about 500. Brings up Jason Kendall. Remember, he broke in as a Pittsburgh Pirate many years ago. He was a much-loved player there in Pittsburgh. Had that gruesome injury to his ankle right before the All-Star break in '99. And at the time of that injury, the Pirates, that was the year they were actually in wild card contention. Kendall was a .322 hitter that year. He had 22 steals at that point. He's a catcher. He was well on pace to shatter the record for steals by a Major League catcher. Former Royal John Woffin's got that, 36 of them for the Royals back in '82. That ankle injury was just awful. It was reminiscent of the Rennie Stennett injury that the Pirates went through when he fractured his ankle on a slide into second base back in the '70s. Rennie Stennett was never the same after that injury. Jason Kendall certainly has never been able to run quite the same way ever since all that, but well, he's still, I mean, that's 11 years ago that injury took place. Not known for his pop at all. He's going to send this ball deep, though. Look at this. He almost hit it out.
That tells you all you need to know about the Jets. Throw him out.
Kinsler home too late.
Good try.
Aviles hustling all the way around. It's now 9-5. Jason Kendall hits a home run about once every 2 years these days, and that one almost did get out.
That tells you all you need to know about the jet stream right there. That ball went 375 feet. Normally would have gone about 340. Good relay play, though. Good throw from David. Great throw from Ian. Matt does whatever he can to block the plate. Just was not quite in time, but well executed.
These Royals are tough to put away. Mitch Meyer, the batter, runner at second, one out. That ball fouled into the seats. Pretty consistently at 94 with that fastball. Again, Dustin following Matt Harrison, whose ERA will go up a little bit tonight with what happened. It'll be a shade over 5 for the year. Boy, a day after playing a 4-1 game. Already a 9-5 game tonight. We're only in the top of the 6th inning. We talked earlier, Tom, about how for whatever reason the Royals have been scoring a lot of runs on the road. Hitting around 280 as a team away from Kauffman Stadium, which I think is a pretty fair ballpark. You know, I mean, you got to earn your home runs there.
Well, one thing for sure, Butler's ball wouldn't have been a home run in Kauffman Stadium. And I doubt if the ball Kendall just hit would have been a base hit. I think the right fielder would have caught that ball. Justin Smoke's ball, on the other hand, is a home run in any park ever built. Right down the right field line.
Rangers trying to get back above 500, get to 15-14. They're settling in for a nice long stretch here at home. That ball bashed into center. Here come the Royals again. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and now 2 in the 6th. Hard to remember that it was 8-0 Rangers at one point. 3 straight hits after the strikeout. Well, the double play is in order, though. And Betancourt will come up. There's your Amica pitch tracker.
I mentioned the Royals were the 3rd team in the league as far as batting average goes, ranking and batting average. They hadn't scored a lot of runs tonight. They're getting their share of hits, but they've also had 3 walks. They walk less than any team in baseball, yet tonight they've had 3 walks, and unfortunately all 3 walks scored.
All you need to know is that Betancourt walked tonight. I mean, again, he had 1 all year. He has 1 for his last 18. We'll see if Nipper can just go right at him. Turn 2, get the Rangers back up to hitting. It was nice to see the Rangers kind of explode offensively a bit tonight. They came in tonight hitting in the 240s as a team. But you know, the batting averages are down pretty much across the American League right now. Got a lot lower totals than 247 when you look around the AL. The White Sox are still in the 220s. And Seattle at 230. Tigers have the best hitting team right now, at least in terms of batting average. The power hitting team, believe it or not, that's Toronto. They've got the most home runs. Did not see that one coming.
Well, one thing has really led Toronto this year is the resurgence of Vernon Wells, who's finally healthy again. His wrist is healthy. But the guy on that team that's got some home runs is my mind just went blank. Shortstop Alex Gonzalez. Got like 7 or 8 home runs himself.
Had his first one right here. But all of a sudden, Betancourt like got a force field around him or something.
I think someone gave him a take sign. No way he would have taken that pitch normally. Well, if you're Betancourt right now, you got to take 2 balls and no strikes.
He is taking. This is something. Betancourt has seen 7 straight balls over 2 at bats. And obviously he's going to get the take sign here from Dave Owen again. He doesn't look real thrilled about it, but it's 3-0.
Well, he is Betancourt, not Babe Ruth. I don't think he's going to be swinging a 3-0 pitch, and I doubt very much he's going to be swinging at a 3-1 pitch. So Dustin's going to have to take a deep breath and throw him 3 strikes right here.
The Ranger bullpen will get cracking again.
That's a little earlier than Ron wants to use Darren O'Day, but Dustin walks Betancourt. He's going to have to get him ready. The inning started with a nice strikeout of Callaspo.
Man, oh man. They have walked the unwalkable in back-to-back innings. Ron Washington says go out there and buy some time. It's a universal sign for go out there and talk. Boy, it felt so comfortable at the end of 3, 8-0, and you're thinking that this is a night where you can just finally kind of put your feet up and relax a little bit, but not the case. More stall tactics possible here. Scott Podsednik's hit the ball on the ground 3 times, and he's tough to double up because he runs so well, but he's not likely to hit one out. He did in that road trip in Chicago, though, for Kansas City. In fact, he hit it almost to the exact same seat where he hit his famous walk-off home run in the World Series when he was a White Sox back in 2005. That was amazing. He hadn't had a home run all year. Everyday player. And then in the World Series, in extra innings, hits a home run to win the game. There you go, 0-2. The former West High School Trojan, Mr. Podsednik. Gonna fight one into the crowd.
Oh, a well-located fastball. It's the same thing he did to Callaspo. He threw him up and in and threw that 94-mile-an-hour fastball right by him. See Matt move in, and Dustin threw that ball right where he wanted to.
But Podsednik has had a nice start to his season, hitting .333. Lifting this one towards left, it is foul. For a while this year, Podsednik was sitting well above 400. He was leading the league for a while. He's got 6 hits in 4 games on this road trip for Kansas City. In the air, right field. Scott Podsednik, not known for that, has done it to tie this game at 9. That is just stunning.
Oh, you know, if you walk Betancourt twice in a game, you're pretty much asking for it. And Betancourt's walked each of the last 2 innings leading up to that hanging curveball. He got Podsednik to swing at a curveball down and out of the strike zone, but he hung that one, and that's right square in the hitting zone. And this is a brand new ball game.
He has averaged 3 home runs this season. He's got 2 in the last 3 days. And he has tied the game at 9 here in the 6th inning. Darren O'Day is coming on. Worst birthday ever for on Fox moves to Darlington. Mark Martin tries to defend his title, take home the 41st checkered flag of his career. Coverage of Sprint Cup Series racing through Darlington, 7 Eastern on Fox on Saturday. Boy, if you went away for a little while and just decided to kind of come back and check up on the Rangers and how they're slaughtering Kansas City, we have an unhappy surprise for you. Darren O'Day to Bloomquist here. And the walks have been killing the Rangers tonight. And a couple of home runs, obviously, too, for these KC Royals, putting a dent in the proceedings. Dustin Nippert lasts only a third of an inning, gives up 4 hits and a walk. And the walk, again, astonishingly, was Betancourt, who never walks.
And the only reason he walked is he had the take sign. And Dustin couldn't throw him a strike.
5 runs in a third of an inning. And now O'Day trying to clean up here. Bouncing ball to Elvis Andrews. And there is the second out of the inning. The inning started with the strikeout of Cayaspo. But then there was a collapso after that. 5 straight base runners and a 9-9 tie all of a sudden. Rangers will have the top of the order up in the bottom of the 6th inning against Bruce Chen. And the Royals bullpen has not been good this year. You don't figure the Rangers are going to stick to 9 runs tonight. You got to keep Kansas City to 9, though. Butler's got a 2-hit, 3 RBI night. In for a strike, 1-1. Well, Matt Harrison will not get a win now. He was up 8-0 in the 3rd inning and will not get a win.
Well, Rangers just have to take a deep breath, realize they've got a tie game. And
Kinsler behind the bag. What a play he makes. Smoke with a pick. Yes, he did. And Justin Smoke, who has dropped a couple of those, clinging to that one, rewarding this latest inning. Belva Johnson wins $25,000. Rangers need to get to hitting now. Tied 9-9 with Kansas City. The first of 9 between these teams this year. There's a take it with you bunt for Elvis. Chen will fire and get him by half a step. Elvis 3 times in Oakland did that for a base hit.
And if he got it a little bit harder and a little bit closer to the line, he would have had another one. Chen makes a nice play, left-hander, but he doesn't fall off the mound. If he was one of those left-handers that fell off toward third base, there's no way he could have got there. But he's in excellent fielding position after he releases the ball. That allowed him to make a nice play.
Now time for Michael Young to swing. Michael 3 for 9 lifetime against Chen. Guy I'm looking forward to seeing is Guerrero, who's 9 for 14 against Chen with a couple of home runs.
You might not see Chen. They've got a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen.
Kyle Davies started for Kansas City, and it sure looked like he was on a fast track to a loss tonight, down 8-0 in the third. He's now off the hook. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Red Sox now leading the Angels 11-6 as they're in the 7th inning. And the Angels pitching has just been getting beaten up. Blue Jays still lead the White Sox tonight 2-0. That game is all the way into the bottom of the 8th in Chicago. White Sox really still having trouble getting base hits, top to bottom in their order. There's Dana Eveland on the mound tonight for Toronto doing all that. Fouled right back. Josh Hamilton on deck. Yeah, Eveland out dueling John Danks. A 2-0 game in the 8th.
Well, whatever Chicago was hitting, it's probably lower than that now.
Yeah. Young to right field. There you go. Base hit.
Michael's been on all 4 times. 2 hits and 2 walks now.
Having passed Rafael Palmeiro tonight for second on the all-time hit list. He's within 53 of Pudge Rodriguez now for number 1. It's a classic Michael Young hit right there. 2 strikes into right field. Saw Kendall setting up way away for Josh Hamilton right there.
They're pretty much pitching all the Ranger hitters away. David Murphy's being pitched away. Josh definitely being pitched away. The way the jet stream's blowing out to right field, I can't blame him.
Count goes to 2-0. I'll put in the call for Josh here.
All right. Be a good, timely time for it.
I mean, even if they pitch him away, he's been muscling baseballs to left field all year. He'll take that one, though, on the corner, 2-1. Josh Root continues to work in that Kansas City bullpen, and he indeed might be summoned to face Guerrero in a moment. First Hamilton, another foul. 9 runs on 10 hits for the Rangers, 9 runs on only 8 for Kansas City. And again, the former Ranger, Josh Root, is good to go when they need him. Rangers trying to fight back as they've coughed up an 8-0 lead tonight. And Hamilton just hanging in there. A lot of off-speed stuff from Bruce Chen. He's been that kind of pitcher for a while now.
Well, that's the kind of pitcher that Chen is. He throws changeups, slurves, mediocre fastball, and so he depends on deception in his delivery and throwing the ball away from the middle of the plate. He got away with that number 4 pitch right in the middle.
Hamilton checks and takes it as 3-2.
I don't think that was a strike. That was pretty much a perfect pitch for Chen. That's exactly where he's trying to throw it. Down, away, trying to get Josh to swing on it. You can see the 7th pitch is well outside.
There's a big rip.
Tried to sneak that fastball by him, but he didn't do it.
A lot of times last year we saw a 1 or a 2 or a 3 pitch at bat for Josh Hamilton. This one going a little closer to 10. Hamilton grounds it very slowly towards second base. They get the lead man, Michael Young, going in. And Chen never did deviate from the plan. Off-speed stuff all the way. Now Trey Hillman will make the move so that Chen doesn't have to face Guerrero. Vladimir Guerrero will have the chance to break this tie, but it will not be against Bruce Chen. Former Ranger Josh Roop is on his way in. This game tied 9-9 on Fox Sports Southwest. Mike Young's been on base 4 times tonight in 6 innings. Rangers have scored 9 runs already. They'll need more. Josh Roop, the former Ranger, comes on to face Vlad Guerrero. Vlad's got a sac fly RBI tonight. He leads the Rangers with 20 runs batted in now. They'll take a strike. Not a very usual occurrence.
Which means it probably wasn't a strike.
Roop getting into his 10th game. Has not yet surrendered a home run. Josh Roop kind of toggled between being a starter and a reliever for the Rangers. Was up and down between the Rangers and AAA for a few seasons. Guerrero already, as always, ready to swing, but pulled back and did not. Josh Roop actually first came to the Rangers way back in 2005. In parts of 06, 08, and 09 with the Rangers. Deep drive, Vlad Guerrero is going to hammer it out of here. 11-9.
That's amazing. I don't know what Luke was thinking with that pitch. He threw him a couple of sliders down and away, which is probably the best way to get Vladimir. I hope he swings at a bad pitch. Instead, he tried to throw him a fastball. Got it on the inside part of the plate. He golfed it out about 400 feet to left field. That was just not a real good pitch.
Career home run number 411 for Big Bad Vlad. And just like that, the Rangers reclaim the lead.
That was a moon rocket there.
Boy.
Best part of Vlad's homers are his smile when he gets back to the dugout.
Probably heard that ball in Grand Prairie. Just a thunderclap.
That pitch is not even a strike. That pitch is 6 inches inside. But the point is, he's got a chance to hit that ball out. The slider's way down and away. Probably not going to hit a home run on him. He might put him in play, but I think Josh threw that pitch exactly where he wanted to. 6 inches inside, and he's just an amazing hitter. I thought it was a bad pitch, but I think the selection of pitches might have been bad. The location of it was actually right where he was trying to throw it.
But Vlad hits his third of the year. And again, number 411 for his career. It's now 11-9. Kinsler on the ground to third. Wacky little ball game we got going here tonight. How we're at the end of 6. Rangers 11. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by the Ford F-150. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. A little old school Ranger baseball tonight. A little slugfest happening. The Rangers, for the first time in 26 games, have hit 2 home runs in a single game. Justin Smoke hit one in the third. Vlad Guerrero just broke a 9-9 tie moments ago, hitting one in the 6th. Our first Sonic Slam winner of the year, too. Velvet Johnson of Garland has an account, $2,700, courtesy of Sonic. Now Chris Ray will come on and try to get the Rangers through the 7th into the 8th. And Chris throwing the ball out like he used to with the Orioles a few years ago right now, Ted.
Yes, definitely. He's, I think with each outing, he's built up his arm strength. He's gotten better command. Hopefully he can keep it going tonight in a game that's not easy to pitch in, to be honest with you.
Jose Guillen will take 2 high. Darren O'Day got the last 2 outs to that top of the 6th inning, so he's suddenly on line for a win. There have been some leadoff walk issues for the Rangers tonight. 4th inning and the 5th inning, and that hurt them. And keep Guillen off base here. (3-0).
Guillen's a guy that he's tough to walk too. In fact, the whole team's tough to walk. They got the fewest walks in baseball.
But you never know it tonight. There's another leadoff walk with a lead.
And none of those 4 pitches were even close. You throw it close enough to him, and they'll swing it.
Now I think the most frustrating walk of the night, forget the whole Betancourt business. You had an 8-0 lead, actually an 8-0 lead in the 4th inning, and Willie Bloomquist draws that leadoff walk.
Yep, 3 walks, 4 walks have scored in tonight's game.
Walk number 5 just took first base. Here's Cayaspo. This disease is spreading.
That's a very, very frustrating situation for a manager who sees his team score 11 runs and you got to sit there and bite your nails. But that's baseball.
The Rangers have only achieved 2 strikeouts tonight. They have walked 5. And a lot of thump from the middle of the lineup tonight. Young in on the grass at 3rd. That one missing. Hamilton's got 2 runs batted in tonight. Guerrero's got 3. Murphy's got 2, and Smoke's got 3. And 1.
You start to run out options in the bullpen right now. You've got Francisco and Felice, but they're the 8th and 9th inning guys.
Yeah, you need
someone's got to get you to there.
Right. Ray is simply supposed to be the bridge here. Get it from the 6th to the 8th. Clobbered down the right field line by Cayaspo. It's 11 up.
You get behind, you throw a fastball, and that's what can happen. A walk, you go to 3-1, you're locked into a fastball, and the hitter becomes a much better hitter, and that's what happens.
We talked about Cayaspo earlier tonight. He's a guy that went the first 440 at bats of his big league career without a home run.
You throw that pitch on the first pitch for a strike, and he's not as aggressive. He's not looking 100% for a fastball, and chances are he doesn't hit the home run. But you get behind like that, he knows you're going to throw a fastball, and he looks for his spot and gets one right near the middle of the plate and put a good swing on it.
That ball's not going to go anywhere. Ian Kinsler wanders over.
You get ahead in the top, you throw your slider, and you get a nice out.
And the batter will be Jason Kendall. So the Royals, who were shut out through 3, they've got 3 2-run innings and a 5-run inning since then. The Rangers have gone 2-0-6-0-1-2 to get to 11.
They have 11 runs, 5 walks have scored in this game. And 2 of them are Betancourt.
That really is stunning. And all the Ranger walks have scored in this game too, Tex. So
have they? I didn't even notice the Rangers.
So 8 men have walked in this game total, the 2 teams combined. And as if the baseball gods are trying to teach you a lesson, every single one of them has scored. Off the plate to Kendall, 2-1. Kendall came close to taking one out of this ballpark earlier tonight. Another 3-1 count. It's been 10 balls and 5 strikes so far from the usually reliable Chris Ray. Three and two. There you go. A strikeout of Kendall. Rallying from 3-1 again.
This comes down to what pitching coaches say all the time. Throw strike one. He threw Kendall about 4 straight sliders and then came up and in with his fastball. Pretty tough to be ready for that pitch when you have to be looking away. That's what every other pitch seemed to be.
Strike one. Mitch Meyer's been on base twice tonight with a walk and a single. High fly ball, got under it. Murphy looking for it. At the stretch, 11-11 in Arlington. To nothing at one point tonight, but Scott Podsednik led the comeback, tying the game at 9 with that home run. Vlad Guerrero got the Rangers back on top 11-9 with that home run. But then Alberto Callaspo made it 11-11. And here we are, bottom of 7, 11-11. David Murphy at the plate, down 0-1. It was 9 years ago yesterday the Rangers played a home game against Oakland that ended up a 17-16 final. Murphy strafing one into right center field. Here come the Rangers again. That ball bouncing it into the crook of the wall. Murphy will stop at second base. A leadoff double in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And the only reason that was a double and not a triple is because Mitch Meyer, the center fielder, did a real nice job playing this ball off the wall. David rips the same pitch he ripped for a double his last time up into the gap. And watch the center fielder, Meyer, go over and make a nice play. Just scoops it up off the ground and throws in one motion. And that kept David from going to third base.
And here comes Trey Hillman to the mound. In the game that just trudges on here tonight. A lot of pitching changes, a lot of walks, obviously a lot of offense. They've got another former Ranger, Robinson Tejeda, ready out there. They want to turn Smoke around. And here is Tejeda coming in, tied up 11-11. Making some great plays. Justin Smoke with a nice pick right there. Been a big night for Justin Smoke as well. Rangers trying to reestablish a lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Robinson Tejeda, the righty.
But Tejeda's got a terrible line. 14 innings, 15 hits, 12 runs, 13 walks. But on any given night, he can come up with some way above average stuff and shut you down. It doesn't happen consistently enough yet, but he's got a mid-90s fastball, a good off-speed pitch to go with it, and occasionally he can come in and be lights out.
Justin Smoke is going to try to dunk one into right center, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, Tejeda really found his stride last year. He had failed as a starter and found his place as a power reliever for the Royals last year. But you're right, the numbers haven't quite been there here in 2010.
He just hasn't been able to harness a good arm. Occasionally you'll see it. Rangers saw that occasionally. Just don't see it often enough.
Trainer an 0 for 3 night. In fact, the 8 and 9 guys for the Rangers tonight are 0 for 6. Plenty of hits from the rest of the order. Looking at Tejeda last year, Tom, 2 strikeouts for every hit allowed last year. One and one to Trainer. Tejeda came to the Rangers from the Phillies. The David DeLucci deal. He was a big-time fly ball pitcher when he was a Ranger. And obviously in this ballpark that didn't always fit. We've seen the ball jump tonight, especially to right field. Trainer waves and can't get it. Julio Borbon will come up and a chance to make his night right. Now, Julio 3 times tonight has kind of chipped the ball to the left side, shallow left field. The jet stream is to right. He's going to left. Sinking, but not fast enough. That's 4 over there. And the Rangers, despite the leadoff double in the 7th.
Back at the ballpark, Josh, and time for the progressive fan of the game. Well, hey, we're out here with Tom's group. You mentioned them earlier in the game. Mangum out of Louisiana. Mangum, Louisiana, a group of middle school students from 5th and 4th grade. Yes. And also, this is Mrs. Homer. You brought your students out here, honor students. The reason was?
Because they love the Texas Rangers!
And doing that, we're going to provide you with the progressive fan of the game, the bag, also the jersey, also the Ranger hat. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the game. Hopefully we'll break the tie.
Thank you, Jim. Welcome, Mangum. And now back to the issue at hand. It is an 11 baseball game.
How about a shutout inning? Kansas City's been scoring at a pretty alarming pace.
Frankie Francisco, obviously a tough 2010. ERA in the 7s. He's facing it. Unieski Betancourt, a much talked about figure tonight. There he goes, swinging away. They finally let him hit, and he does. Very first pitch he sees. He had drawn 2 walks in a row. That's his quota for May. And now he is on to lead off the 8th inning, bringing up Podsednik.
Kansas City went down 10 batters in the first 3 innings, 1 hit by Butler. Other than that, there was nothing in the first 3 innings. But boy, it's been a struggle since then. 2 runs in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and the leadoff hitter on in the 8th. Back to the top of the order, Podsednik had the big 3-run homer back in the 6th.
Podsednik, who went upper deck for a home run, a 3-run shot to tie the game at 9 in the 6th. Matt Harrison started the game. Then it was a rough inning for Dustin Nippert. He gave up 5 in actually just a third of an inning. Darren O'Day pitched well. Chris Ray gave up a 2-run home run, and now it's Frankie Francisco's turn. Again, showing bunt, but again, Frankie not throwing a strike. Keila Kiahua has come out on deck for Kansas City, just called up from AAA. A Hawaiian-born power hitter. There's the bunt, and it's a good one. Smoke's got to get rid of it, and he does. Boy, that would have been tough if it was 2 on, nobody out. Instead, it's a runner at second, 1 out. It'll be our first chance to see and pronounce Kila Kiahua. Batting for Bloomquist. Kiahua, the 15th round pick of the Royals back in 2002, and he's been one of those guys who's been tearing up AAA for a while. And that's where he started this year, was hitting .304, 7 home runs down there. He's a guy that does take a pitch or two. He was leading the Pacific Coast League in walks at the time he was brought up. The go-ahead man at second. Kansas City has not led in this game, but considering they were down 8-zip, to have fought back and made it 9-9 and 11-11, that's pretty impressive.
Kansas City doesn't have a strong bullpen, but they do have a good closer. Joaquin Soria is one of the better closers in the league.
Rammed into right field. Murphy's going to quickly get it off the wall. But Betancourt comes around to score. The Royals have wiped out an 8-0 deficit to overtake the Rangers.
Boy, he just jumped on that fastball. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. Can't swing the bat. Much better than the Royals are swinging it right now.
Got to give them some credit. They were a big-time loser in Chicago yesterday. Didn't get in until 2 this morning, coming in from Chicago. They wrap out 12 runs on 11 hits. David DeJesus will pinch run now. And Kiahua delivers with the pinch hit RBI. I think DeJesus was going to go in and play right field anyway. And now Butler, he have a 3 RBI night. He's going to drive one to right field, but there's Murphy. Out number 2. Well, the Royals come out just hacking away here in the 8th inning. They've got 12 runs on 11 hits. The Rangers have 11 runs on 12 hits. Jose Guillen will check and take a strike. The Rangers in the bottom of the 8th inning, presumably still against Tejeda, will have Bourbon, or excuse me, will have Andrus, Young, and Hamilton top of the order. Young has been on base all 4 trips tonight. DeJesus goes, got a great jump, no chance for Matt Traynor. Frankie wasn't really even looking at him. And that could be a big run right there. You keep it at 12-11 here. You got a decent shot with Andrus, Young, and Hamilton coming up. But
he had a good lead, a great jump, and with his speed, it really was no contest. Couldn't even make a throw.
Another one towards right and headed into the crowd. For the Rangers, you look back, Tom, they had that leadoff double from Murphy in the 7th inning, and the failure to get him around and in, that's pretty big.
Yep.
He ends their big RBI guy. Doesn't have one tonight. On a night that the Royals have scored 12 times. Tomorrow, we promise you a pitcher's duel. It's C.J. Wilson against Zach Greinke tomorrow. C.J. with the third best ERA in the league. And of course, you know about Greinke having won the Cy Young last year. Down too low. Well, the Mariners are losing. The Angels have lost. The A's are idle tonight. Frankie brings it. And he gets his man. But the Royals have gotten the lead. A stunning comeback. Well, the Rangers hadn't seen double digits either for or against all year coming in tonight. They have seen both of those things, for and against, in one evening, one memorable, disappointing evening. The Rangers have squandered an 8-0 lead tonight, but the good news is it's a rocky Kansas City bullpen. And the Rangers do have Andrews, Young, and Hamilton coming up here, setting up Guerrero and Kinsler.
Kansas City has Soria warming up here in the 8th inning.
They do have a good closer. This is true.
Generally, you wouldn't see him come in the 8th inning. So in this kind of a game, closer, whenever you feel like you have to. Right now, Kansas City's got the lead. They're going to use him in the 8th inning if they have to.
Showing the bunt and making Tejeda field it. Andrews twice in a row now has tried to bunt his way on to lead off an inning, and both times the pitchers wiped him out.
In both cases, the bunt a little bit, in this case a lot, too close to the pitcher. If he gets it down the line where he did the other day in Oakland, he'll get a base hit.
Michael Young having been on base 4 times tonight with 2 hits and 2 singles. Maybe can take matters into his own hands right here. The Red Sox scored 11 tonight, and they won. They beat the Angels 11-6. Daisuke Matsuzaka with the win, though he gave up 4 in the first inning. Check the Jack in the Box standings as the Angels tumble further down. That's 7 straight. Seattle's losing again, too. Outside to Michael. Josh Hamilton on deck. Hamilton's had a strong night tonight. RBI double in the first, RBI single in the third, as the Rangers built that 8-0 lead. Kansas City has scored in every inning since the third. It was 8-0 after 3, and the Rangers just haven't been able to stop them since. Michael Young down on strikes. Fastball really moving for Tejeda.
We talked about Tejeda when he came into the game. He pitched 14 innings, giving up 15 hits, 12 runs, and 13 strikeouts on any given night. He's got a good arm, good stuff, and if he throws the ball where he wants to, he can have a night like this as we play 5 straight.
Soria, the closer, will be asked to get 4 outs tonight and not 3. Hamilton, Guerrero, Kinsler still to navigate. Freeze Cam will show you some pitch location for some of these home runs tonight. Justin Smoke was the first to hit one out tonight. Billy Butler hit one as well. The Royals with Scott Sednick on the board. Vlad Guerrero went deep. And the one that tied it at 11 was Alberto Callaspo. It's now 12-11 Kansas City, and Joaquin Soria, an all-star closer for Kansas City. In fact, in 2008, he had 42 saves for a team that only won 75 games. On to face Josh Hamilton. And Soria is not a guy that gives up home runs usually. 1 this year. Only 3 walks. And 19 strikeouts in not even 12 innings. Royals grabbed him away from the Padres. The Padres scouting department wanted to protect him from the Rule 5 draft, but their GM said no, and the Royals promptly swooped in and took him right after the Reds took, Josh Hamilton. Soria had gone to the Padres from the Mexican League. Threw a perfect game in the Mexican League in 2006. That one's down 2-2. Looked like the Rangers were in good shape with a 2-run homer from Vlad Guerrero in the 6th. And reclaimed the lead at 11-9. Only 1 hit since then, though. Boy, Josh can get on here. That would set the table for some drama. Vlad with a chance to do it again.
Well, I think you'd rather see Vlad hit right now with a man on than lead off the ninth inning. He's going to hit one way or the other. I'd rather see him hit with a man on base.
Hamilton cranks it right field. There she goes, tied at 12.
He did run a walk and he's good in the fastball. There'll be some long home runs tonight, but that's the longest. Now you got your closer in a tie game. Tejeda had mowed down 5 straight, struck out 2 of them, including Michael Young. You can't second guess the change to Sawyer. This guy's one of the better closers in the league. He came in and threw a ball right straight down the middle of the plate.
Now Guerrero with a foul, and for Josh Hamilton, I think a lot of Ranger fans are kind of waiting for one like this. They've seen the home run lob shots to left. They've seen some singles to right. Now they've seen one of those cannon shots to right field from Josh.
One of those games. I like the fact that the Rangers are batting last in this game. Kansas City scored in 5 straight innings.
Vladimir lifting off right center field. At the track, it is gone!
The pitching change did not work out very well for Kansas City. We talked about Vladimir in the pregame show. He loves to hit in this ballpark. You said you hadn't seen 2 home runs in a game in how long?
Game 3 of the season. Wow.
This is one of the more amazing games you'll ever see.
Soria averages 4 home runs allowed per season. He's given up back-to-back here. And the Rangers lead 13-12. Kinsler inside out, a base hit. He was astonished to see that he had to start running. On his way to second base, he can't believe it. It's a double. And now suddenly everything's going right again. I mean, Ian can't believe that ball is fair.
Well, one of these teams is going to lose tonight, and whoever it is going to be severely disappointed. You just can't throw Vladimir a pitch there. The one that Josh threw to Vladimir, you may fault the fact that he threw him a fastball, but the pitch had to be 8 inches inside. It's remarkable he was able to hit it out of the ballpark.
You see Neftali Feliz fielding his position?
Yeah. That one, though, that caught some of the plate right there. And that's just in a tie game with the wind jetting out to right field like it is tonight. Just wasn't a good pitch from Sawyer.
It was, and again, you're right, Tom. I don't think you can second guess bringing in your all-star closer. But, as you mentioned, Tejeda was on a roll.
All you can say is you made a decision that really can't be second-guessed. You're bringing in one of the better closers in the league. It's a decision that just hasn't worked out.
And Soria, I think the other thing to keep in mind, Tom, he hasn't pitched in 5 days. So, I mean, he's looking like that right now.
Well, I think his location might be looking like that for sure.
Hamilton and Guerrero back-to-back, and Murphy trying to bring in Kinsler. A 2-home run night for Vladimir Guerrero. 4 runs batted in. And obviously, if you saw Neftali Feliz catch that ball as it shot out, you're aware that he was warming, set to come in and close this thing. Just in case Vlad did something like hit a home run. That ball getting away, and down to third is Kinsler. Soria doesn't have many innings like this. Murphy 3 for his last 3 after being 2 for his last 22. Going to wave to end the inning. But what an inning for the Rangers with 2 out. Hamilton a home run. Guerrero. What you missed, presented by On the Border. We had a feeling it would be that kind of night, I guess. Justin Smoke, a 3-run home run. The Rangers built an 8-0 lead tonight. We flash forward. Alberto Callaspo's home run tied this game 11-11. And after it was 12-11, because of this, then the Rangers got busy with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Josh Hamilton on a 3-2 count. Off the closer, Joaquin Soria, and then Vlad Guerrero. Thank you very much. Not a better fit for this ballpark and maybe for this clubhouse, too. Vladimir Guerrero having a huge start to 2010. And now Neftali Feliz will enter. He's got to face Callaspo. He just showed you a home run that he hit.
Pitch been a strike all night.
13 runs on 15 hits for the Rangers, 12 runs on 11 for Kansas City. That ball popped into the crowd at 15,000 plus tonight. Much bigger crowd expected tomorrow, and a much smaller score expected tomorrow with C.J. Wilson and his 1.6 ERA against Zach Greinke. The 1-1, Callaspo takes high. And Frankie Francisco was online for the win. He would lead the Rangers in wins with an ERA of about 7.7. And Feliz has to get 3 outs. Back to the Vlad Guerrero finish to this game. 2-out homer in the 6th, 2-out homer in the 8th. Had that long sac fly back in the 3rd, too.
Yeah, he's got the right idea tonight, the way the wind's blowing out. He's hit the ball in the air to the outfield.
Neftali Feliz at 99.
5 times.
Well, and with Vlad Guerrero providing the punch, Neftali Feliz trying to provide the necessary pitching here in the last inning.
Callaspo turned around a fastball back in the 7th inning. That was a 3-1 pitch that he was looking for all the way and pulled the inside pitch out of the ballpark. And he saw all fastballs right there from Neftali, and he couldn't catch the last one.
This traditionally is when the Rangers really start doing some good work this month of May. Check your Ford leaderboard real quick. Best winning percentage in baseball in May the last 3 years. Hummed in there at 97.
It's going a little deeper than it would normally play with a 1-run lead. You don't want to give up a double. Shade him around toward right.
Whoa, fans wanted it, didn't get it.
Well, it was a tough night to be a manager on either team. 3.5 hours worth of agony watching this.
Blew him away.
You saw Neftali when he came in the other night in Oakland. Frankie had given up 2 runs. He'd walked the batter. The game was a 2-run game, nobody out. And Neftali came in and just shut the door. He's got 1 more out to go. And it hasn't been easy to shut the door tonight. Kansas City has scored in the last 5 innings.
We're going to get a pinch hitter up now. Brian Pena. Batting for Kendall. He can bat lefty. Strike 1.
He has thrown nothing but a fastball.
Rangers would reclaim a share of first place. They need to get the 1 more out. Hamilton and Guerrero back-to-back jacks with 2 out, bottom 8. One and 2.
That's an unhittable pitch right there, tailing away down at 98 miles an hour. Not a strike, but it's almost a strike.
In the air, shallow left. Elvis Andrus with Hamilton. Ball game.
Well, if you missed this one, you missed a gem.
We spent this whole night promoting a pitching matchup tomorrow.
Get you warmed up for it tonight.
All about the hitters tonight, and Vlad Guerrero delivered the goods. 2 home runs tonight, including the winner off an all-star closer. Your final, the Rangers 13, the Royals 12. We're back after this on Fox Sports Southwest.